boys and girls. Um, I don't know that we got sound now or not. Somebody else have to tell me, I think, because I ain't smart enough to figure this stuff out. Um, I just wonder. I wonder if I've got sound. Seth, tell me whether or not I got any sound on this thing. I can't tell if I got sound or not. Supposedly, I'm supposed to have sound on it now. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. 423-779-8949 is a call in. It's working. Awesome. 423-779-8949 on the call-in show. We got to talk about this Vols game we just witnessed. I did not watch too much of the game. I kind of saw it as a continuation of what was going on from some of our worst moments last season. So Seth says my sound is working. I'm just going to trust him on that. It's like everything's working. That's good. 423-779-8949 on the call-in show. 423-779-8949 on the call-in. Like I said, I did not watch too much of this game. I saw the first series where we got the ball and we throw it out there, a backwards pass that got bumbled. They took over the ball, went down and scored, which I thought, hey, it's like Neyland Stadium and 100,000 people, and everybody got a little nervous, and I didn't worry too much about it. And then, I kind of watched this tussle around there a little bit, and you wind up driving the ball down the field to look fairly decent, and we go in there. 423-779-8949, 423-779-8949 on the call-in. Feel free to call in. You'll be on the air with me. We got up on them 14-7, and I thought, okay, this really doesn't look that good, but it's kind of, how you say, not too bad. But at the same time, we should have been hammering these guys. And, of course, they were pumped up, and they got on a roll quick, and they did a few good things. Next thing you know, we're sitting there in a, I think it was, 17, 14 halftime. I forgot. I didn't watch too much of it. I didn't even record it. I wanted to record it, but I was too busy working today, so I didn't have time to go do all that. And I would love to see it again. Hopefully they'll re-air it so I can kind of watch what happened. But needless to say, Garantano was, mediocre in his efforts. I think he was 26 out of 40 for 240 yards or something, 2 scores and a pick. That's not the worst performance in the history of mankind. I didn't watch it, so I really don't know. I don't know how any of it looked, to be honest with you. Like I said, I didn't watch it. I was too busy working. I had too many things going on. 423-779-8949. 423-779-8949 is my number. Call in, and we'll get you on the air and kind of find out what you thought about it. Needless to say, this was a tee-up game. This should have been a 45-7 blowout, kind of call the dogs situation, as I had predicted. And it wasn't that. And I don't have any earthly clue as to why it wasn't that, other than to say, obviously, we're not that good, and Georgia State may be better than we thought. Obviously, they are. They showed up there, kind of looked like they were ready to play, and they had some guys that made some plays. And what can you say? They went up there and won the football game. And it has to be the greatest victory in the history of Georgia State football. And I am willing to wager that it is the worst. It has to be the worst defeat in the history of Tennessee football. We were all thinking hey, this year we're going to be a little better. We're going to jump out there. We're going to, we're going to handle Georgia State, and we're going to handle Brigham Young. We're going to handle Chattanooga. We're going to be 3-0 headed to the swamp. 423-779-8949. 423-779-8949 on the call-in show. Give us a call. Let's talk about it. We kind of thought that's what was going to happen, and we would be 3-0 headed to the swamp. And once we got to the swamp, we're going to go down there and take care of business. And audio signal is okay, but video feed is intermittent. Okay, well, I don't understand why that is, and this is the first time I've done this, so hopefully y'all can bear with me on this whole thing. 423-779-8949 on the call-in show. 423-779-8949 on the call-in. Give us a call. Let's talk about it. Again, it's the worst defeat in the history of Tennessee football. Where do we go from here? What is going to be the ramifications of this thing moving forward? Because obviously Brigham Young is going to come in there and steamroll us based on what we saw today. And then we got a problem with Chattanooga. Now, Chattanooga has beat us before. So it wouldn't be the first time we ever lost Chattanooga, but we could lose to Georgia State. We could lose to Brigham Young. We could lose to Chattanooga and be 0-3 headed to the swamp, which is the exact opposite of what I thought would happen. How did this happen? I don't have any idea. It really makes me wonder quite a bit what the coaching staff was doing in trying to prep this game. Like I said, I didn't watch it. So I haven't taped it. I haven't gone through it. I was just was on in the background while I was at work. I'm sitting there watching some things every now and then, and it's like, very mediocre. And next thing you know, they're stomping on us. Next thing you know, they're up by, I don't know how many, 2 touchdowns or something. I'm thinking this has got to be a joke. I mean, how in the world has this ever possibly happened? 423-779-8949. Somebody be brave and call in and get your voice heard. Let's hear what y'all think. Because it's like, how do you, I don't understand it. I mean, there's no way that the football players are worse than they were last year. Now, I did recognize some names. I saw Garantano was out there. I saw our Wood Anderson tight end out there. I saw Ty Chandler out there. I think he made a big play. We had some of the regular guys out there. I think we had Nigel Warrior out there, on defense. I mean, I don't know. You should have better players than what you had last year, plus a few new ones that are good, So it's like, okay, I know the players are an upgrade. They have to be. There's no way that the players are not as good as they were last year. The players are every bit as good as they were last year, plus a few good ones. So we're better wall-to-wall personnel-wise on the field than we were last year. Got to be. I don't fault the coaching staff necessarily, other than the fact that they maybe were not ready for this team. Maybe they didn't have a good game plan. Obviously, the players came out and made some mistakes. They were flat. We got behind. There was problems. So we've seen this before. And it makes me wonder, I have been having all spring and all summer, 423-779-8949 on the call-in show, 423-779-8949 on the call-in. Ain't had nobody have the nerve to call in yet. Come on, y'all. Let's make this thing fun. I literally cannot come up with any possible reasoning why it is that we're not ready for this game. I cannot come up with any reasoning why it is that we didn't go out there and, we're ready to do what needed to be done in this game. I did not see us, granted, I didn't watch the whole game. I did not see us early in the game running the football in an effective way. I did not see us running the ball off tackle. I didn't see us splitting the defense. I didn't see us doing the things that you got to do to win football games. I mean, I didn't see it. Like I said, I didn't watch the whole game. But at the same time, on the defensive side of the ball, which I think is Pruitt's strength, and he's the head coach. Pruitt is the head coach, and he's a defensive man. I just find it hard to believe. I find it hard to imagine how in the world you can't get the Tennessee Volunteers ready to play defense against Georgia State. Now, I can see our offense making mistakes first game of the year. I can see our offense sputtering a little bit because they ain't quite ready or whatever it may be. 423-779-8949 on the call-in show. 423-779-8949 on the call-in show. I really don't understand how it's possible that our guys did not get ready for this game. I do not understand how I do not understand how it is that our guys could not play defense, and we gave those guys 38 points. We gave Georgia State 38 points. How in the world does a defensive coach like Jeremy Pruitt, who arguably has better players than he had last year, when we took a team down there to Auburn and we had them ready and we took care of business. So you just tell me how it is that you spend the entire offseason, upgrade your players, everybody's healthy, you pull in some new players, you know, you're supposed to be a little bit better wall to wall. You would think it would only make sense if you had some more players. Tell me how it is that Georgia State comes into Neyland Stadium and racks up 38 points on the board and gets a big lead on us in the fourth quarter, and we can't find a way to wrestle these guys out of it. I mean, I am at a complete loss for what to say. I am at a complete loss to what even to think about the program. I have not even listened to what Jeremy Pruitt has to say. I'm sure that it's not very good. I mean, what's he going to say? Georgia State came in here, the powerhouse from wherever they're from down here, and waltzed in here with a team that kills. Now, how's that going to happen? I have no earthly idea. 423-779-8949 on the call-in show. 423-779-8949 on the Vol Talk post-game call-in show. I have no earthly idea how this happened, and I just cannot fathom it. I mean, it's beyond my belief. I mean, I've seen football my whole life. I've coached a bunch of games. I know what's going on out there. I understand how you got to get a team ready. I mean, especially if you're stronger than they are on paper and your players are typically better and you're more whatever. And at the same time, you're at a home field advantage where you're paying the refs and you got 110,000 fans there wanting to see somebody get slaughtered. And you let them guys come in there and win that game. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm at a complete loss for what to even say about this situation. I am utterly in absolute 100% disbelief, complete disbelief, because I cannot possibly think of one reason how it could have happened. I cannot think of how it's even humanly possible that something like this could have happened. 423-779-8949 on the call-in show, 423-779-8949. Somebody call me and tell me what y'all think, because I can't think of it. I've been thinking. I've been trying to think. I kind of watched it in the background as it was going down, and I'm thinking this is worse than Appy State going to the Big House and beating Michigan. Far worse. Appalachian State has got a pretty good program, pretty good team. I can't imagine. I cannot for the life of me think of how this could have happened. All right, so we got a call coming from a Georgia fan from down in South Georgia somewhere. Greg, is that you?
Hey, Coach.
Tell me about it, man. Did you watch it?
I couldn't hardly believe it. I mean,
did you watch that?
Yeah, I watched all of it actually. I saw a good bit of it, and I don't know what to say, man. I don't want to step on anybody's.
No, go ahead. Let us have it. We deserve it.
There wasn't a whole hell of a lot of fight in that game. And your offensive and defensive line didn't roll like they ought to in the SEC, and I don't know, man. I'm glad y'all got Chaney and we don't anymore. We saw a lot of that.
Yeah.
I think he's a bright guy that knows a lot of football, but he just doesn't ever make anything happen out there on the field. And he doesn't ever bring his talent out. Talent has to come out. So I don't.
Did you watch the whole game?
Yeah, up until about the last 2 minutes.
Okay.
I have to drive a little sports bar to watch Georgia Vandy.
Okay.
So.
Well, I did not watch the whole game. I'm here at the shop today, and it was on in the background, and I was kind of, watching it here and there and that sort of thing. I did not record the game. Normally I do. That way I could kind of go over and kind of watch what we're doing and see how we do it and, try to analyze who did what good and stuff like that. But are you telling me basically from what you saw that we were being manhandled physically by this team?
No, I wouldn't say physically. It was just more, to me, honestly, it just looked more like, there is, your linemen are young. We all know that. Right. But they just really, I didn't think they were putting a whole hell of a lot of a position to succeed. And
okay.
I thought it was just more of a flat, uninspired performance.
Yeah, and that's kind of been our disease that we've had there for the last 3 years. We've gone out there and sometimes come out just like really flat. Yeah. And I'm trying to talk to this audience. By the way, we got a massive audience on Facebook Live here, and I appreciate you calling in. Greg is a good friend of mine from Georgia, and he's a Georgia Bulldog fan. And he always gives me trouble all the time, which is fine. We have fun with it. But as an outside observer, you said we didn't get manhandled. And I didn't really watch the whole game. So how is it, in your opinion, that Georgia State gets 38 points on us or whatever it was? How did they do that? I mean, is our defense that bad? Were their offense that tricky? I mean.
Well, their quarterback had a career game. He made a lot of things happen on his own, but I think it just goes back to what I said. I mean, I just got the feeling that Tennessee wasn't super interested in it, and just kind of like stood there pillow fighting at the lines of scrimmage, and just made a lot of mistakes too.
Doesn't it shock you that this squad? First of all, I think our players have to be a little better than we were last year because we got some of the same guys, and then we got some new guys that are coming in. They're supposed to be maybe a little better too. And I'm thinking, how do you get ready all spring, all summer, and get pumped up for a tee-up game on something like these guys and bring them in there to 110,000 fans and come out there flat? I mean, who do you blame for that?
That's what I thought. And, I tell you, Pruitt, when he was down here in Georgia, he did some good things. And then he did some other things. And, of course, he had a lot of personal controversy. I don't want to get into that.
I got you. Sure. That's fine.
But, I'm thinking to myself, he kind of went more or less on record, not thinking Mark Richt is too smart, but I bet right now at this moment, with 150 SEC wins in 10 years, Pruitt's realizing that maybe Richt was a little smarter than he thought he was.
Of course.
But,
Rick was
don't
great.
think that team looked like they were ready to go. And I don't know. A friend of mine who's he doesn't have any axe to grind with Tennessee called me earlier. He said they're not going to be good for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And I thought I can't disagree with that. I mean,
and I like I said, I find it so hard. I find it so hard to believe.
I don't like seeing SEC team coming there and look that listless.
Yeah. I mean, I just find it so hard to believe that. I mean, even if you get into a tight game, if you know you're going into something that's going to be tight, and all football games are tough, don't get me wrong. There ain't no such thing as an easy football game. But it's like, it seems to me that you gotta have a handful of plays on offense that you can execute. And then you have to have some method on defense to align your people and assign your people to where they can umbrella in and stop the people sometimes. And so I'm just stunned. I'm stunned beyond stunned that something like this could have happened up there today. And I'm just trying to.
I couldn't believe it either. And I'll tell you, Jennings is a fine player. DeJuan Jennings is a fine player, and Callaway's pretty good. If y'all could maybe get a way to feature him a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think the quarterback competes and tries hard, but I just don't think they're teaching what they need to learn up there.
Gotcha. Well, obviously not, because we go out there and we're getting embarrassed really by Georgia State. I mean, did Georgia State ever beat anybody? I mean, I'm just thinking this is a tee-up game that you get in your stadium to, it's like a live scrimmage against somebody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what it's supposed to be.
What it's supposed to be. I mean, their recruiting budget probably tiny compared to the people they play.
Yeah.
They're not getting top tier athletes. I mean, I don't think they even had a program until 2015 or so. Now I'm not sure about the year, but
right.
They're an upstart program, and that shouldn't happen.
Right.
But
well,
what to tell you boys? It's hang in there, buddy.
Hey, is Georgia Bulldogs playing right now, or what's going on?
They are. They're 21-6 over Vandy. They get a little sloppy in the last half of the second quarter. Their first couple of drives, they were spreading the ball around and balanced, and they looked like killers. And they got a little sloppy. They had some penalties. It's 21-6 right now, Vandy.
Okay.
I mean, 21-6, Georgia is winning over Vandy. Vandy
okay.
got 2 field goals, but they look pretty good.
Okay.
They look pretty good. A lot of young guys that are playing hard, and I'm having to go to my roster to figure out who's who.
Yeah.
But I think we got a chance to be pretty good.
Good. How's your golf game?
Oh man, it's I'm gonna play tomorrow. It ain't much to brag about. I can tell you that.
Oh, good. Get out there and give them hell.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Look, I'm gonna hang up and listen now. You guys be good. Keep your chin up.
Yeah, we'll regroup and do something. You know what I mean?
Ain't got much choice, buddy.
No, we don't.
All right, bud. Y'all
See you, man. Thanks for calling. All right.
Thank you.
All right, 423-779-8949 on the call-in show. 423-779-8949 on the call-in. That was my buddy Greg from down South Georgia. He's a dyed-in-the-wool Georgia Bulldogs fan, and of course, I have a lot of Georgia Bulldogs friends for some reason. It kind of bugs me. I remember we went down there, took a team down there, and Dobbs threw that pass on them. It was pretty good at the last part of the game after they throw the bomb with us 16 seconds to go. That was one of the greatest wins in the history of Tennessee football. And, of course, that kind of success is in the rearview mirror. Now we got what we got now. And I'm just thinking to myself, we got a score right now, 14-6. Oregon is over Auburn. Okay, so 423-779-8949 on the call-in show. 423-779-8949. Give me a call. Let's talk about it. I want to hear what y'all think about it, because I really am just at a complete, utter shocked loss to even come up with what happened. And hopefully that game will be replayed sometime this week, and I can record it and watch it and kind of get into it a little bit more and see what's going on out there, because honestly, I just can't imagine how your guys are not sky high, ready to go out there and, vanquish this victim that you brought in there for the opening day festivities. But it didn't happen. So 423-779-8949 on the call-in show, 423-779-8949 on the call-in show. I can't figure it out. I had my buddy there, Greg Evans, call me from down in South Georgia, and he told me, he said he watched the game. He said they were just flat, and that's all you can say about it, is that's what it was, is it was flat. They were flat. They were flat. They came out there on the first game, everybody healthy. Everybody supposedly pumped up. 110,000 fans in the stadium. We brought in a sacrificial lamb team. And our guys came out there and weren't ready. How is that possible? 423-779-8949 on the call-in show. 423-779-8949. Looks like Georgia's taking care of business on Vanderbilt at the moment. I saw the score. Oregon's up on Auburn 14-6 or something like that. So they're up by a touchdown so far, Oregon. I predicted them to win that game. They got the best quarterback, I think, in the United States. So anyway, again, folks, I don't know what to say about it. Call in 423-779-8949 on the call-in show and tell me why it is that you think it would be humanly possible for the Tennessee Vols to show up out there on this football field. First game of the year. Everybody's supposed to be ready, sky high, jumping for joy. We got this team coming in that we know we can kill. We're going to get out there and scrimmage them and kind of work on a few of our plays. You know what I mean? That's what this is supposed to be. And it turns out that these guys, were giving us a fit, and then our coaches are trying to figure out, okay, what kind of adjustments we're going to make. All right, we got a call coming in here. This is Mike on the call-in show. Who we got?
Yeah, I just want to say go Dogs.
Go Dogs. All of my friends are Bulldog fans. I don't understand what I ever did wrong in this life, have so many Bulldog fan friends. But, man, I'm telling you what, y'all are doing good over in Vandy right now. What else you going to say? What'd you do? He hung up. He just wanted to say go Dogs and hang up. I understand. That's fine. You can call up and say go Dogs and hang up. That's okay. I don't blame you. It's Vol Talk call-in post-game show. 2019 after the first game. We just got finished with the first game, and we went out there. We had the stadium cleaned up. We had, beer sales going on. We had the band playing Rocky Top. We had everything you're supposed to have. Beautiful sunny day. 110,000 fans come to the stadium, bought their tickets, came in there and paid the money. And when we go out there, and like the second play of the game, they throw a backwards pass on our own, 25-yard line or something like that, and fumble and give it to them. Now, golly, that just drives me crazy. First of all, don't ever like throwing the ball backwards, because then if you drop it on the ground, it's a fumble. Secondly, in kind of any kind of football game you get in out there, you need to pound that thing kind of straight ahead a couple times and then maybe throw deep if it goes good. If it don't, pound it again, and then maybe kick the ball, let them try. I mean, you don't give it to them down there on your own 25-yard line. You just don't do it. You avoid doing that. You avoid that even being a possibility. And yet, what do we have happen? What do we have happen? We had them be flat, and we had them not be ready to play, and we had some crazy stuff going on. That's all I can say about it. Crazy stuff. 423-779-8949 on the call-in. 423-779-8949 on the call-in show. We got only just about 5 more minutes here, folks. I would appreciate somebody coming in and enlightening me on exactly how this transpired, because I cannot possibly feasibly for the life of myself figure out how you got, your best players from last year. You went out and recruited a bunch of guys. You got some new players coming in. Supposedly, personnel-wise, wall-to-wall, you're a little bit better. And you've had all spring and all summer to work on this thing and improve it and get ready and get everybody drinking the Kool-Aid. Oh, we're going to be great and all that. And then you're supposed to develop a game plan. Obviously, you're supposed to watch game film on these guys. They should have known what they could have done, And then you bring them in there and you intimidate them with 110,000 screaming fans, and you do something good in the first quarter and get some things going to where you got the enthusiasm of the crowd, and then you go ahead and finish them off 45-7 like you're supposed to. But that ain't what happened. That ain't what happened. Why did that not happen? How did that not happen? All right, we got another call coming in. Hey, this is Mike's Golf Shop post-game Vols talk. Who we got here? Are you there? Well, we had another misfire on call. I don't know. Maybe they got nervous, scared they're going to be on the air or whatever. 423-779-8949 on the call-in show. We got 3.5 more minutes. Somebody just needs to get off being nervous and go on ahead and call in. 423-779-8949 on the call-in show. And tell me how it is that you possibly could consider that something like what we just witnessed up there at Neyland Stadium could have possibly happened. I just can't wait. I mean, granted, how do you get ready for Brigham Young? I mean, Brigham Young got a football team. They're going to come up there. You think about what they're going to do. We got another call coming in. Hey, this is Mike's Golf Shop Vols call talk post-game show. What do you think about it?
I don't know what to think, man.
Tell me what you think. Are you a Vols fan? I've had a bunch of non-Vol fan call in. They laughing about it. So.
Well, I'm T for Trump. I mean, T for Tennessee, but it doesn't matter either way. You got to go all the way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Vols fan my whole life.
Me too. Well, what'd you think?
35 years.
Did you watch the whole game?
I watched bits and pieces of it, make you cry like a little baby.
Yeah. How, in your opinion, did we come out there? It looked to me like, from what I've heard other people say, they say that we were just flat. So, I mean, how do you invest 9 months of a year to get ready or whatever with everything and come in there and be flat? How does that happen?
So sometimes you just scratch your head until it goes bald.
Yeah.
And then hair grows back. It's just one of those things that you don't know why. But the hair falls out, and then it grows back, and the hair falls out, and it grows back. It's just one of those things. It's terrible.
Yeah. So we got Brigham Young coming in next week, I guess it is. What do you think about that whole situation now?
Well, I mean, I think Tennessee's going to whoop them.
Do you? Okay. So you think we're gonna find a way to rally the forces and figure out the error of our ways and bounce back on them next week? Then, right?
Let's make a prediction. What do you think it's going to be?
Hey, let me tell you something, man. I've already put this in my supercomputer, which gets better all year long. It starts out bad because it ain't based on personnel, okay? I put it in my supercomputer last week, and it looked to me like the Vols were going to get beat 27-21, And of course, that's prior to this game, which obviously has got to be factored into it. And also, I never predict the Vols to lose. Everybody knows that about me. My prediction will be that we will win. I always go for the win, and I always think we're going to win. I always hope we're going to win. But, really on paper, it looks like a 27-21 loss, and that's prior to seeing what happened today. So I think Utah is the 13th team in the nation, and they beat Brigham Young 30-15 or something like that. So Utah doubled them up yesterday or sometime this past weekend. So Brigham Young's got a football team. Brigham Young has every one of their guys is 2 or 3 years older than ours. So they're married and got children and everything else. They're always hard to beat. So, you think we're going to bounce back and win, right?
Well, yeah, I think so. It's kind of like you're a music man. You should know, but
yeah,
Black Sabbath versus AC/DC.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing that's going on.
That's right. So, what did you think about our offensive performance?
Well, I think it's something that needs some work, obviously. But by Brigham Young, I think by the time we get up there, we'll be able to do something.
Yeah, okay. What about on the defensive side of the ball? What did you see going wrong there?
Well, it's one of those things. What's that coach's name up there?
Where? Pruitt?
Yeah. What's his name? Yeah, that's
Jeremy Pruitt.
Yeah. You think it's a coach thing or is this just the players thing?
Well, I'd never blame the players. That's me. Okay, if you know how to coach football, you're going to take whoever you got. Now, granted, you might go out there and let them run through you like a hot knife through butter because you can't help it. That's part of it. But when you got – let's say all things are being equal, their players and our players are about the same, which our players have got to be better. But let's say the players are equal. You can still win the game if you know how to coach. See what I'm saying? So if you take – advanced, much better players into a home game situation opener with what's supposed to be a tee-up game, and you go in there and let that happen to you, it's like, man, I'm telling you, honestly, I don't know how that can happen. I don't know how a coach and a coaching staff that knows how to coach football can let that happen. Now I'm saying, hey, I'm a Vols fan. I'm pulling for Pruitt. I believe in Fulmer. Fulmer, he's the greatest we ever had up there in my lifetime, and we never should have fired him. So, at least he's up there running the show, and I know he knows football. So, hopefully they'll get some of that stuff straightened out, but I'm telling you right now, I can't understand how it could have possibly happened. I have no idea. how that happened. I really don't.
Yeah. Don't know either.
Well, you think about it. You extend this on out. I really personally thought we're going to blow out Georgia State or whatever they are. I thought, okay, we'll tussle with Brigham Young and find a way to beat them, and then we'll beat Chattanooga, be 3-0 headed to the swamp. And that's kind of how I thought it was going to be. But now look at what we got. Now I'm thinking, okay, Brigham Young's going to drill us, and then Chattanooga's going to come in thinking, man, we're going to go up there and beat Tennessee, and they've done it before. So, this may be the greatest game in the history of Chattanooga football coming up.
Right.
So, wow, it's like I said, hopefully I can record the game, and maybe they'll play it again sometime this week where I can watch it and kind of see what was there. And I apologize to all the fans, that I didn't watch it and see what was going on as much as I should have. I was busy working today, and I had it on in the background at the shop, so – I was kind of looking for people to call in and kind of tell me what they thought. I've already got a lot of opinions on it. But in your opinion, based on what you saw, what did you see the problem as being?
Well, like we said, I don't think it's really a talent problem. It's a coach problem. And it's always been a coach type of problem. This is something that we got to work on.
Yeah.
And you ever thought about popping a little hump out of your gut right there?
Right here.
You pop it out.
I've thought about it. but I ain't never done it.
I'm just thinking about it.
Well, if you look at it, really, if you kind of look at it right here, it kind of looks like a football. You know, if I was to take a Sharpie and draw around that, you know, it looks kind of like a football. Hey, I'm going to jump off here and jump to the next call. I got somebody calling in. Thanks, brother. See you next time. Okay, thanks for calling in Mike's Golf Shop Ball Talk post-game show. What'd you think about it?
I think we just sucked, to be honest with you. We just sucked it up. Our offensive line didn't block. Our quarterback, he got all fuzzled up there and just couldn't throw the ball. I don't know what happened. He got scared and
Really?
Yeah, I think he just got scared. And
Amazing.
I don't know what Chase's problem was, but we were in no hurry. We were walking around the field absolutely going slow. Made no sense to me.
So, in your opinion, there was no sense of urgency and the team was flat.
That's exactly right.
And the leader, Garantano, let's face it, okay? When you're a quarterback of an offense out there, you are the leader. And if you don't have the fire in your belly and can't fire up your compatriots there, you know, that's where the problem lies. We've all seen this before with great quarterbacks that are not necessarily the greatest athlete in the world. And at the same time, you got some great athletes that maybe ain't the best quarterback in the world. So, yeah, I can see that there's certainly a ways to go on that front. What you think about the defense?
Defense played decent. They couldn't stop the run for nothing. Of course, every time the quarterback got the ball, he was, you know, it was hard. We couldn't get to the quarterback, and when we got to the quarterback, the running back had the ball. We didn't know who had the ball. And I can tell you that I think it's Cheney. I don't think he was in no hurry. We were slow from the get-go. We should have been putting points up left and right, and we just decided not to. So.
Yeah, and that really kind of it worries me a little bit. And granted, I don't know a lot about football, but I've been in some of the games, and I'm a strategy guy, and I've been around developing offensive game plans and stuff, and I've gone out there and executed some of them. I mean, you know, I always like to go out there and like punch straight ahead pretty hard to see if I can't kind of move the thing forward and get a first down or two, and then kind of, you know, fake them with a wide open receiver somewhere, you know, and kind of build into the passing game. To me, I did watch the first series. They did nothing on first down, and then the second down was a backwards pass in your own, you know, end zone area, and we juggled it and put it on the ground somehow. It was a fumble, I guess, or whatever. I mean, I just certainly don't like that situation. Not in a brand new opening situation at all. I mean, but hey, like I said, I didn't watch the whole game. So, how was our kicking game and stuff?
It was good. The kicking game was strong. That I can't say. Kicking game, punting game, but of course you don't want to see your punter out there all the time either. So,
yeah.
Overall, I think we did pretty good. We just should have put more points up on the board.
Did we return any kicks of any measure at all? Did we get some good returns on kicks?
Callaway had a good return there a couple of times, and then I think there was another guy that was in on it, but it was all right overall.
Well, so tell me what you think about Brigham Young coming in.
I'm scared. I don't know if we can beat anybody this whole season. If we play like we did today, we won't beat anybody the whole season.
You're right.
We got to be in a hurry. Football is not a game that, especially when you're down, just to be pussyfarting around.
Well, what do you think? What do you think about the overall possibility of this even happening? Being the first game of the year, you've spent 6 months getting ready for it. You're supposed to have you guys primed. You got 110,000 screaming fans at home and refs that you paid. And you got these guys coming in that's supposed to be a sacrificial lamb. And you walk out there and have this kind of performance. What does that tell you?
I'm really evaluating if I want to be a Tennessee fan right now.
I understand. It's, well, you know.
If I just want to hang it up for the year, you know.
Oh, man.
We're not going to win any more ball games.
Wow, I'm telling you what. You know, they got it. What's that?
I've seen that already. I'm just afraid that ball game winning season may be over for us.
Right. Well, obviously they got to turn it around, and they got to turn it around this week because Brigham Young is going to be hard to beat. Utah doubled them up, I think, last night or something, 30-15. Utah's ranked 11th or 12th or 13th or something. They're a pretty good team, Utah. And Brigham Young is always showing up with some big boys, and they got a storied program, and this is a big game for the Vols. And I mean, we got to really turn it around in a week, and I don't know how you do that. I really don't. I mean, granted, from what you said and from what some other people said, Garantano looked like a deer in the headlights. Some people said he played scared. Some people said he missed throws. I didn't see it. Like I said, I didn't watch it scrutinize and see what's going on. I will tell you this, that I've personally never been too thrilled with Garantano. I think he's a good kid and all. I think he's got a good mindset. But the performance on the field so far and his record as a starter ain't that great. And I'm like, this is Tennessee football. We got to have somebody back over there that's got it. But, hey, maybe they don't have the guy yet, but we'll work with him.
I really do like him.
Good.
I'm not going to say that because I think he's a good quarterback. I think right now he's just scared. He's scared he's going to get hit because he gets hit every play just about.
I got you.
I don't know how many times he was sacked, but when you get sacked over and over and over, you start to lose your confidence real quick.
Did he get sacked a bunch in this game?
I don't think he was sacked a bunch per
Okay.
se, but I
Okay.
think he was hurried a lot.
Okay.
And he's going to lose his confidence. I mean, it's going to happen. I get it. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you got to have a very confident person back there.
Oh, yeah. Ain't no doubt. You got to have somebody that's got it like wearing a cape, And maybe he can turn into that. I mean, like I said, I think he's got the physical skills, and I've seen him make a lot of good throws. I've seen him make a lot of good 20, 25-yard throws that Josh Dobbs couldn't make for us, So I've been encouraged by that. I don't think he's got the deep ball. I mean, what's his name down there at Florida? Franks can throw it 25 yards further than this kid can. And I did see him run one time in the first quarter there for about 12 yards or so and got a first down, which I think is the first time I ever seen him do that. So that was positive. So I saw Chandler bust one down there, and, I guess her running game was really not that great. And that kind of really makes me concerned about, number one, why? Why can the Vols not run the football with those guys that they got running the ball, which are fantastic running backs? And then you got, I think Trey Smith played a little bit today. I mean, I'd always just run right behind him. I mean, there ought to be a way to create a running game. And
I know we got a bunch of new people, and maybe that's what it was, and they're trying to get it figured out who's going to play and this and that. But at the end of the day, I mean, you guys are all, you're D1, so you should be good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And of course, I look at it, the main thing I look at is Jeremy Pruitt is the main guy, and he's a defensive man. And how in the world he let his guys get out there and give up 38 points to these guys, I'll never figure that out. And granted, I ain't watched it, so I heard that the quarterback for Georgia State had a career game, and I heard that they threw a bunch on us and, stuff like that. So, maybe that was it. It was just a fluke, but there ain't no such thing as a fluke in football, I don't think, really.
No.
I mean,
I don't know.
It is what it is.
Hope they get it together for next week.
So you thinking we're going to get it together and win that game?
Against BYU, I'm sure they're hoping so.
Yeah.
I can't take another loss right now.
I understand that. I feel the same way. I think we can beat them. I think it's going to be a tough game to win, and obviously we're going to have to be far more ready in not just players' sense of urgency, but also game plan. And,
I don't think we don't want to say.
This
And,
thing.
you know, I would like to see Jeremy Pruitt get a little bit more physical with the players.
Yeah.
He's got to let them know who's in charge and what they need to be doing when they're doing it right and when they're doing it wrong, you know.
Oh, yeah, it's always first rule of football coaching is you got to find out who wants to play. Because you really can't field a team that can win if everybody out there, if you got guys out there that really don't want to play and be a part of the, you know, planning and execution and take responsibility for their assignment. I mean, that's just what's got to happen. I got guys chiming in here saying Garantano ain't the guy that UT needs, and I mean, you know, I don't want to jump on the kid, but I will say I ain't been impressed yet. I'm hoping. I see some potential, but this looked like his first game he played against South Carolina, if y'all remember that, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, he walked out there and it was just like nothing. It wasn't going to happen. You know what I mean? You could tell. And it was, you know, he was trying hard. You know, I'd say he's trying hard. I give a guy credit. I think he might have given 100% out there today. You know what I mean? And, I mean, you can't fault him for, you know, he doesn't throw it to the wrong team too often. So, you know, he had 2 touchdown passes in the game today. He had 1 pick. 40 attempts is way too much trying to throw, but we got behind. You know, that's kind of what's going to happen there. He did throw a pick at some point.
I blame it on the offensive line. They didn't give him time to throw the ball. And then when they did, we didn't run the ball right because they couldn't figure it out. And they kept swapping them in and out. I know we got some new guys, but at the end of the day, we got to get that together. That should have been got together during this summer break. So.
Oh, yeah, they should have had that together in the last 4 or 5 months for sure. I mean, you know, I put offensive linemen out there that was, you know, the way to safeties before, and they could do the job because they wanted to. And you get your offensive line, you know, offensive line, especially if you got double tight ends in there, you can double team just about everybody at point of contact. And, you know, you can find a way to run the football. I mean, you can find a way to do it. And this team really didn't do it. I mean, I look at the stats on the rushing today at the end of the game there, and I'm like, man, we didn't have a guy crack 50 yards maybe. I mean, it wasn't really that good. In a game that you should have rushed the ball for 250 yards, if not 350 yards, really.
That's right.
So,
that's right.
All right, brother, thanks for calling in. Hopefully we'll get her turned around for Brigham Young, and we'll have something to be happy about next week.
All right, thank you.
Okay, bud. See you. Okay, 423-779-8949 on the call-in show, 423-779-8949 on the call-in. It sounds to me like the Vols faithful are still faithful, but we're all very disappointed, you know, in this start. And a lot of people are already saying, hey, man, it's going to be a long season. And obviously, if the coaches can't get something happening this week and get this whole mindset turned around and get them to come out there sky high, then we got problems, and this is going to be the worst season maybe in the history of Tennessee football. Could be. Let's see. He got mad during the game, stopped his hat, smashed it permanently. Hey, you mean mine? Yeah. How do you do that? Everything works opposite on this thing. Yeah. This hat's been through it, boys. I'm telling you right now. Ain't no question. This hat's – I threw it a bunch today. Ain't no question. All right, y'all. Fixing to sign her off here. We'll give another minute or so if somebody wants to call in, 423-779-8949 on the call-in, 423-779-8949 on the call-in. If you want to call in and share your opinions of how in the world this happened, we got 6 months to get ready for it. We got 110,000 screaming fans. We got referees we paid, and we bring in a sacrificial lamb tee-up team, Georgia State, and walk away with a loss. 38 points we gave up to these guys. 38. What's Alabama going to put on us? 138? What's Georgia going to put on us? 250? I don't know. It ain't looking good, folks. All right, well, just to let everybody know, I appreciate you tuning in to the show tonight. We'll try to do this every week on the, Vols games, and when we can, freshly talk about the situation, get your reaction. By all means, this show is sponsored by Mike's Golf Shop, WeBuyGolf.com, where you can sell us your golf clubs online 24 hours a day. And you can also drop by our shop and we'll do some things to help you out. Okay, we sure do appreciate everybody tuning in to the show. It was a great show. I'm sorry I started off there and I couldn't figure out how to make sound work. Hopefully the sound was okay. Look forward to getting your feedback, and we'll see you next week on the Mike's Golf Shop Vols Talk post-game call-in show. See you.